Singing Hills, Gary Riggs' Blue Sky Skills, the Hills of Kingswood, maybe your new home. Bruce Russo does a food hall roam, and Build to Suit finds our Jen with Ron Davis Custom Homes again. We've got a great fun show, and how Designing Texas starts right now. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jocelyn White, and welcome to our August edition of Designing Texas. Have you ever wondered where the names of the months come from? Well, July, popular legend has it, began in the days of the Roman Empire and was named for Julius Caesar. Well, then Caesar Augustus came along a little later, and he wanted a month named after him, and that, of course, became August. And Augustus wanted 31 days in his month. So where did it come from? Poor February had to give up 2 days, and that's why it now has 28. To kick off today's show, we turn to our Designing America vault and pull out a classic tour time. Don Edwards is a Texas cowboy singer and guitarist. Don has a home called Singing Hills just outside of Hyco. It is tour time.
Weatherford was becoming more crowded, and we wanted to be a little more rural. So we drove like 100-mile radius.
Yeah. We said we'll try to find a piece of property 100 miles out, we'll just say, for instance, and we did.
Thus, the beginning of Singing Hills, a refuge, a retreat for the singing cowboy whose love of folk music and cowboy poetry puts him in the company of his heroes like Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger.
We kind of had an idea what we wanted. Then our son-in-law, he really, he did the architectural part of it. We kind of, drew it on a piece of paper, kind of thing.
Well, we basically told him we wanted it all open.
Yeah.
And with our views, all glass, so that we could see out back, and all separated. So he drew it all out, and we said, yeah. And then he did a lot of the details and stuff for us.
We pretty much had the same taste in what we wanted to look like, that real, kind of Texas kind of style, the stone and the metal roof and that kind of thing, because I love those old, Texas rock houses and things, they're just pretty much indigenous to the area.
We wanted it to look like a ranch house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we love. We love the cowboy. We love everything, and that's
kind of.
We wanted it to look like an old Texas ranch house,
and
it's not just cowboy outside; it's cowboy
inside as well. That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
We've been collecting for years.
Yeah, it's been a long
many years, and
had to build a bigger house basically, just put it all in.
Yeah. We went a little bigger.
Those collections do drive the rooms and the very personality of the place. Many of the artists you see are personal friends.
Buck Taylor and William Matthews and Joel Smith.
Bob Moline.
Yeah. And they were some of our favorite. They were friends first, really. Not just because they were, just happened to be, the cowboy mindset, I guess. We kind of met them at different festivals and different places, and we just then started buying some of that art that we liked. I'm not really what you call an art collector. It's just what hits.
It just happened.
Just happened.
There is history here and stories, lots of stories. But back to the business at hand of the actual flow and space plan of the home.
I wanted something totally open so that when we had people here, I could be cooking or doing whatever, coffee, whatever, and being able to see everybody, and it makes the time go, so fast, and then you can look out here and you can just be dreaming about everything. It's just wonderful. And
I wanted to. Up in your kitchen.
Yeah, and you're not closed up, and I wanted a huge pantry since we are so far out, so that when I go to Costco and all that, I can stock up, and that's what I do. And I love it. It's just a great kitchen.
Lots of other cowboy touches can be found in the tile, the furnishings, and even architectural touches.
Well, the mantle was Don's idea,
Yeah.
and
I wanted to be kind of that, rustic look, that nice look to go along with it and everything. And Bob Pugh, a friend of ours up in Sanger, Texas, got a wonderful place up there where he has all kinds of different woods and everything like that. Well, for our housewarming kind of thing, he said, well, I'm just going to give you that mantelpiece, because we bought all this wood from him and everything, and so he just gave us the mantelpiece, which is wonderful, because it's cedar, and it's
came where the stone would
it
come
came where the
from.
stone came from.
So it all matched.
Well.
Yeah.
So it was really great.
Well, when we built, there was only two things he asked for. He wanted a window between the sinks in the master bathroom, and he wanted just a walk-in shower. So I did the jacuzzi in the guest bathroom, and he's got just the big walk-in shower with a lot of the accent tiles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I like that.
Don has his office/recording studio/library and a safe room for favorite guitars and memorabilia. After all, everything here eventually comes back to all things cowboy.
The more cowboy, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of comes and goes in style, but we've always liked it for for 30 years, I've all my life, I've loved it, and I guess it kind of rubbed off on her as well.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rubbed off a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's the music that Don sings all the time.
Yeah, there was a poem I set to music a long time ago called "The Old Cowman." It was about the passing of the West, and that kind of thing. And I always seem to drift toward those type of things that lament the, things that are gone, things that are past, But with enough optimism that you can keep them going for a while longer, So it's not completely, I guess it's a form of the blues, I suppose,
No later than I was.
Such nice folks. Well, now we turn from laid-back country living to the ultimate in big city lifestyle. I'm talking about Blue Seal, which is Gabriel Barbier Mueller's latest project on the Dallas skyline. He calls it a sky rise. Gary Riggs has the 6th floor model, and he explains as our designing Texan.
We thought it would be a lot of fun today to do something a little bit different than we have before. We're in the high-rise building called Blue Seal here in Dallas. We're really glad to bring you in today. We're going to show you some things that we did. Pulling this together, we kind of are wanting to show you what you can do if you want to mix things a bit, have some very classic kind of pieces, but also with some very contemporary. You're going to see that in art, in the furnishings, and then everything all around. The architecture is more contemporary than some that you'll see that we've done before, and so it's really fun to kind of see the contrast and what can happen when you're able to pull it all together. So what we're going to do is kind of walk you through. We're going to show you some of the fun colors and some of the things that we did that were kind of nice. It's a lot of space. It's got over 3,500 square feet, so there's a lot of living. One thing that you'll notice here in this home is that the color palette is fairly neutral, but then we've added in some really nice color to kind of accent and make it feel a little bit more important. We've used a lot of lavender and purple kinds of colors, as you'll see here in the master bedroom, which has got a beige, kind of very potato skinny kind of color with charcoal, with just touches of kind of terracotta, then throwing in some of the purples and some of the stronger greens that are like illustrated here in this piece of art. You'll see that kind of as we go through the unit too. The study is really an interesting space because we took kind of the approach that whoever is living here is very well traveled, traveling the world, collecting a lot of different unique things. You'll also see that there's a little bit brighter, more intense kind of coloring that we pulled out of some of the factory. You'll also notice in this unit that we used a little bit more of an intense coloration that we pulled from some of the fabrics that we used in here. So it makes it a little bit more interesting and a lot of fun. I think my favorite room in the house is the living room area, and that where it's kind of joined on with the kitchen. So you've got a really great living space, and it's all window all the way around the entire one side. So you really do get to enjoy the view. The colors in here are really great because we've got the neutrals, but we combined kind of a terracotta color with the purple and lavender tones, which really complement one another in the neutral environment that's here. Take notice too of the artwork in here. We've got pieces of art from all different periods, and some very modern and some very, very traditional and classic kinds of pieces. You can have an environment that has got very contemporary and very classic kinds of things. You can bring them all together so that they're cohesive and bring together kind of a whole aesthetic using the mixture of everything. Makes it very interesting and a real fun place to live. This is Gary Riggs with Gary Riggs Home.
If you'd like to take a tour of the models, all you have to do is register online because it's by appointment only. Just go to their website. Still ahead, Build It with Bruce showcases the food hall in Fort Worth. In Build to Suit, Shirley Bolter Davis updates us on the latest projects for Ron Davis Custom Homes. Plus, we're at home in the hills of Kingswood. That's next.
Are you considering building a house with some beautiful topography and beautiful views that you can see for miles? Well, here in the hills of Kingswood, we've got them. I'm Tony Visconti. I'm the owner of Bella Custom Homes. We've been building in a Metroplex for 25 years, and topography lots are our specialty.
This is the only time in my life that you will see a halo over my head. Hey, John. You like that halo? I'm Jocelyn White with John Cizelka, and we're at home here in the hills of Kingswood. And we want to thank Ron Davis for graciously allowing us to use one of his homes on Hidalgo today. It's certainly underway, and we've got lots of building and lots of builders here at the hills of Kingswood.
Oh, we really do, Jocelyn. It's so wonderful to be out here in a Ron Davis home and to know that we're surrounded by some of the greatest builders right here in this lovely home. And this is what we talked about for months, Phase 3A. We're now just completing Phase 3B. We'll talk about all that a little later.
Sounds good. You know, John, these hot summer days that we've had in Dallas and Fort Worth, and certainly here at the hills of Kingswood and Frisco, probably make people wish, if they don't have great insulation, that they did. We had another visit with those guys here at the hills of Kingswood and with Ron Davis, a builder who looks at their comfort program and knows that's what needs to be in his homes here in the hills.
Hey Ron, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing well, Cody. How about you?
Good. What you got there?
Oh, it was just the collateral piece here on Owens Corning Comfort Bill. This has just been fantastic for us. It's really taken our homes to a different level in terms of quality, our energy, but also just a healthy environment inside our homes. It taught us new things, how to build homes better.
You can build an energy efficient home and not build a comfortable home.
Sure.
And so when we look at this as an entire system, we're looking at your HVAC, your windows, the thermal performance of the house, the air sealing of the house. All these things come into play, especially if you have, uncomfortable rooms. We want to make sure that the whole house is comfortable.
Well, it was very important when we did this that we had the support of Owens Corning. It was somebody with that reputation, i.e. the Pink Panther.
Right.
Everybody seems to know. You can't do this by yourself. And one thing in the home building, you have got to have good teams and quality people. We're so proud of our program. When we come in now, people ask us about it, and when they see what we're talking about, they're very impressed. Well, what we did 10 years ago and what we're doing today is quantum leaps.
Like you said, it's not just one person who's responsible. It takes a village to build an energy efficient home. And the time that you took to have all your contractors come into the room to show the importance of what you guys are doing, basically what you did is you created a culture. And that's the key to building a good house. You have all these trades coming in and out, but if they don't understand what the importance of what you're trying to accomplish is, communication is going to be the key. And we helped you along that way with training of all your contractors, your sales staff. So from the top down, you sent that message that these are the type of houses that we want to build moving forward.
You want to get better at what you're doing, and we've gotten better from the first time we've done it till now.
And technology nowadays in the construction industry is constantly changing. And the difficulty for you as a builder is to try to figure out what's the best technology for my houses. And that's what we're doing. We go with the greatest technology. We look for stuff that's going to minimize your risk. Just by using a simple product like this.
Oh, this is a great product.
The beauty about it is that you're stopping air. You're stopping unwanted air.
And another great benefit that we all discovered, it also adds to great soundproofing, for the quality of the sound in your home as well as the air. We have made so much progress together as a team with you, Cody, and Owens Corning. We can't wait to the next step and see what we're going to do next to get better. I thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I tell you, that Owens Corning does a lot of stuff.
Oh, they really do, Jocelyn. And I love that Pink Panther. It's just such a great logo.
It is, and we all certainly know it. A lot going on with Owens Corning and a lot going on here at the Hills. And here's John with the 360.
Well, the 360 today, I must start off with Ventura Custom Homes, Loy and Shade Lowry, and that unbelievable 25,000 square foot home they're building for a client. And they have completed the basement level, which is the basketball court. They're now in the second level. Fabulous steel structure above that. The last portion of the foundation will be terra firma, but they're going to do their normal, unbelievable foundations, which everyone, I think, should plan for in the future. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Monaco Custom Homes. Greg Smith, who's building an amazing house. Now, you know this house by the pure white roof. It really is outstanding. And on top of that now, he's doing a special series of lifts in the garages to create a situation where multiple cars can be at that home. Also, he's building in the back of that a separate building, which is a man cave / more garage space. And on top of that now, we also have this wonderful situation where we have phase 3B that we're now kicking off. We'll have the paving done here in just a few weeks. And phase 3A, I'm standing in right now, is really so far underway. There's so many good builders in here. I'd like you to please go to our website at thehillsofkingswood.com. There'll be a list of builders in there that are truly special. When you do that, I also want you to think about contacting Sharon Webb, and Sharon will introduce you to these special homes that we're standing in today. Some are sold to customers already, some are still available, so hurry on out before they're all gone.
There really is a lot happening here in the Hills of Kingswood. I wore a special t-shirt for you and in honor of the Hills, and it says, "The world needs more sparkle." And you can find sparkle in your life here at the Hills of Kingswood. John and I are at home here, and we want you to be too. We'll see you next time. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Restless leg syndrome runs in families. Help end restless leg syndrome for future generations by becoming a member of the RLS Foundation. More strength, more knowledge, more hope for a cure. Visit rls.org.
Designing Texas continues as we head into the home stretch. And next we visit with our pal Bruce Russo. His latest project is underway in Fort Worth, and it's the design for the Food Hall, opening soon. Here's Bruce with Build It with Bruce.
Welcome to another episode of Build It with Bruce. We are here back at the Fort Worth Food Hall, Crockett Row, and oh how things have changed. If you remember, we closed out the last show here and I kind of explained what was going to go on. Now you can physically see the garage doors have been cut in. We've demoed the existing concrete. We got storm sewer going in through here in case we get any heavy rains. Air curtains have been installed to keep the bugs from going in the garage door opening. A lot of progress in the past 30 days here. I've never been in an anthill before, but I can tell you what you're about to see inside pretty much resembles what I think it would be inside an anthill. Come on, let's take a look. As you can see, as I mentioned outside, there's work going on anywhere. Behind me, below me, above me, to the right, to the left. Every room has some kind of activity going on right now. The management team here has orchestrated it beautifully. Let's go take a look at the vendor areas. As you can see, the vendor areas are starting to come together and take shape. You can visually see now what I talked about in the last show on how you get a 360-degree view of not only the restaurants, but all the vendors throughout the entire food hall. Very unique design. This is gonna work exceptionally well. Again, as I stood and showed you the vendors, behind me is one of the restaurants. All of these restaurants here will be open kitchen design. You get the big wow as soon as you walk in. You're gonna get the energy, the flame, the smell, the sizzle out of every one of these. Another unique thing, you can actually sit in the concept that you elected to dine at. I don't know a whole lot of food halls that are doing that, but here at the food hall at Crockett Row, there is seating in every restaurant. We're gonna call this one a wrap today. I gotta tell you that the energy inside with all the workers that are creating this anthill in a few short months will be replaced with patrons eating great food, great everything here at the food hall at Crockett Row. See you next time on Billow with Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce. Now we turn to our correspondent, Jennifer Terrell, who checks in from Frisco to Dallas with Build to Suit.
Welcome to this episode of Build to Suit on Designing Texas. I'm your host, Jennifer Terrell. In previous episodes, we've been following the design and building process of Ron Davis Custom Homes, including his show home on Melshire. We'll take a sneak peek into that here in just a little bit. Plus, we'll hear from Shirley Bolter Davis on all the things Ron Davis Custom Homes has going on. But first, clients Lori and Steve Crittenden were recently here at Capital Distributing to select their appliances for their home on Delroy. I think they've made a great choice.
We're at the stage now where it's about time to pick our appliances, and that's why we're here at Capital Distributing today.
We were thinking we were going to go all wolf. We may now change, but we have lots of options here at Capital. We looked at modules, is that what they called it?
Yes.
Where you can do anything from induction to gas to grills. Really whatever you decide you want to have, you can have that cooking method in your home.
Lori's going to make all the decisions for us on appliances. Gagano seemed to have all of the options she was looking for.
I have never cooked induction. It should be quicker. Gas is what I grew up cooking on, so it's what I'm most comfortable with. But as we age, it's good to learn new things, right?
Ron Davis has multiple homes at different stages all over the Metroplex, from the hills of Kingswood to Newman Village in Frisco, all the way down to Preston Hollow area. We've been following the progress of 2 of these homes, and here's Shirley Bolter Davis to give us the update on them.
That's right. We do have 2 in Preston Hollow, but we have actually a lot more than that in Preston Hollow that are not even on the radar yet. They're in the early stages of construction. So we're really excited about all of those as well. That'll be coming soon. But the Crittenden's home on Delroy is coming along like a dream. It's so exciting. It's very exotic as well. It's in the roof stage, I believe, right now, and then stone is headed. It will be starting soon. But the show home on Melshire is almost ready. It might be about September when we start to furnish it, and then it's going to be open to the public, and we are so excited about that home. We just met with Joe Bond, Home Theater Gallery, setting up the TVs. So all of Dallas is going to love everything about that home when they come see it. Over and above that, we're also in Frisco in the Homestead, which is a brand new high-end custom, like one of the remaining bastions in Frisco for the over 2 million range. And those lots are going to be delivered in September, and we cannot even tell you how excited we are about that. We also have the Hills of Kingswood, which is out in Frisco as well, right down from the Star. Gated, guarded 24 hours, and we have a lot of homes that are already finished there that are over the 2 million range. I think it's 2 up to about 8 million. But then we also have several homes in Phase 3 that are in the 1.2 million all the way up to the 1.8 million. How exciting is that? It's just a very dynamic community, and we're extremely honored to be there. We've got homes all over Preston Hollow coming up, but again, don't forget, we have a show home, and it is on the corner of Preston and Melshire. Can't miss it. That's the reason we chose the lot, so that people would be able to find it easily, and when you do find it, you'll be delighted with what you see there. We're going to have it furnished, and it'll be adorable, and you will not want to miss it. It's going to be exciting.
Well, Gaggenau was a great choice for that home on Delroy, among the many amazing brands here at Capital Distributing. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Build to Suit.
Thanks a lot, Jennifer. Thank you, Shirley. And thanks to all of you for tuning in so faithfully. And if there's a show you haven't seen or a segment you'd like to replay, all you have to do is go to our website at designingtx.com. We hope you join us in September for the beginning of our 17th season of Designing Texas. We've got some of your faves and some brand new surprises. We look forward to seeing you on September 9th. And this month, home is